that's under the lay, hole in one.
Hello and welcome back to Beyond the Basket with Nick Hansen. This week I have Scott Stokely with me here. We're at Jonesboro at this side of heaven. I'm super excited as this is my first time here at this course. Scott, have you played the course before?
I have not, just watched it on video.
So we both have seen it virtually and digitally, but we're gonna test it out today ourselves and see how we do.
Yeah, this hole looks so easy on video.
It is.
I mean, everybody in the lead card just like, you know, finessed it up there with the mid-range. So I thought, piece of cake.
What are you thinking here on hole one?
I'm thinking, just don't miss right or left. That way you don't start off with a bogey. In a headwind, with no wind, I'm attacking it, going for it. I can get there.
All right.
I mean, what is it, 470 uphill?
Let's kick it off over to hole one.
Let's do it.
All right, we're here at hole one. It is a 470-foot par 3. It's uphill the entire way, and today we've got a headwind. So really we're just gonna try and keep it in the fairway, and so that way we can get up and down for our par, I would say. I'm gonna be going first today, so let's see what we can do. Uh-oh. I went right like we talked about not doing. There you go.
That's all I can do.
That'll do.
I got a 12-foot putt.
So, Scott, I was doing some research last night.
Yeah.
And I saw your first tournament win. Do you remember what that was and when it was?
My first tournament win
Yep.
was in 1982.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, my first tournament win ever was in, so 80, you saw the 84 Huntington Beach Open as a junior. I won my first actual tournament, was the Beach Bowl in 1982. I think it was 82 or 83. I think it was 82.
The Beach Bowl.
Yeah, it was not sanctioned. But it was a big Southern California tournament, but back in those days, you know, I mean, this is like, the 80s were the Wild West. The early 80s were the pioneer days. So, for example, the golf course did not have baskets. Even though there was a tournament with like 80 or 100 players there, no baskets. One of the holes was actually, you land on top of a picnic table.
For it to count, you landed on the picnic table?
Yeah, that was holing out in that hole. Because there was tape around trees, around poles, but they just built a course in a park, but it's not like, nobody in the world at that point had 18 baskets on wheels. You just made up holes.
Wow, interesting. So how many years before 84 did you play?
I first played in,
You're good, you can keep talking.
So I first played my very first round of golf in 1976.
Really?
When I played my first round of golf, I played on the only course in the entire world.
Which was what?
Oak Grove Park in Pasadena.
Yep. Wow, so you've been playing over 40 years.
I have.
Ooh. Whew. That was a good run.
Yeah, that would have been a nice little
That would have been a great way to start.
Yeah, so here's the running joke, because I'm a nerd, is that when I played my first round of golf, if you had been about 200 miles off the coast of Madagascar, you would have been more 12,500 miles from the nearest disc golf course.
Oh, wow.
I know, that's weird, but
Stat that.
yeah, no, I was there at the beginning of, not of the sport, because the sport existed before then, but I was there at when the first permanent course went in. So it was pretty exciting. I was a little kid, so I didn't appreciate it, but I was there.
That's awesome. Okay, let's see what we got here, huh? Oh, too much. Don't go over there, Scott, in the open.
Yeah, for sure. So I got a question. So you were in Colorado, I was in Colorado. Did we ever play together?
I don't think we've ever played together. So I've only been there the last 6 years.
Yeah,
I've seen you at like...
I played a few tournaments, but I looked at the tournaments and most of them I wasn't at.
Right. I think the last event we were at together before this one was maybe Cedar Creek Open a few years back.
I wasn't there.
In terms of like 5 years?
Oh, 5 years? No, I was at Cedar Creek, and I played one tournament during my 13-year absence, and that was...
Well, I remember you did a clinic there in Fairmont, Minnesota.
Oh, that, okay. Oh, I was thinking Cedar Creek. I was thinking of a course in Colorado. Cedar Creek
is in Fairmont, Minnesota, yep.
Fairmont, Minnesota. No, I actually won that tournament.
Yeah.
In the open division, I might add. It was an A tier.
Yep.
Here, I'm going to brag on camera.
We actually did play together. We played together second round of that tournament, I think.
Did we? Okay. Yeah, I played. I was an A tier in the open division. I was 47 years old, and I won by 12 strokes. I remember that. I have to play golf where I'm just a bit more conservative. I need to be making sure I get my pars, not screwing up, taking birdies when they come. I can't attack everything.
And so let's talk about that actually. So in your first 2 Silver Series of the year, I see you cashed.
I did.
In the Elite Series, you have not. Do you
Right,
think
and
there's a big setback between those types of events, or
No.
what do you think it might be?
It's the competition. I've shot in the tournaments this year. I've been hanging around 1,010 to 1,014 at every tournament.
Which is good.
Oh, yikes, that's not good. And yeah, I've been playing solid golf, especially for me at 52. I think 1,014 is respectable, but it's not what I want to shoot. I want to shoot 1,050 for a weekend and win a tournament. But the difference is 1,010 cashes at Silver Series, 1,010 doesn't cash at Elite Series. The minute I don't believe I can win a major event, or the minute I don't believe, or the minute I'm not, my goal isn't to win, if I play a tournament, I am stealing a spot from somebody who's out here to win.
Yep.
Who believes they can. And I would drop out of a tournament if I didn't think I could win, because that's unfair. That'd be taking advantage of my position to steal a spot from a kid that deserves it.
Yeah.
But as long as I believe I can win and I'm shooting 1,010, I'm good enough to be here.
Really needed to get out here to have a chance to even get my par. All right, folks, we're here at hole 5. It is a 490-foot par 3. There's going to be a lake on the right, and then there's going to be OB that runs on the right side up to the basket, and there's going to be like a little ditch in between the green and the fairway that's also going to be OB. Is this a shot you think you'll go for off the tee, or would you lay it up in front?
Not a chance. Not
Even
a
on
chance.
game day?
No, especially on game day.
Okay.
No, I would go for it in practice before game day.
So you're going to be throwing it right to the middle and then pitching across.
Yeah, just risk reward.
Yep.
I think if I play for par, I think I can par it 8 point something times out of 10, which means I'll score the hole at like 3.15. If I go for birdie, I'm not averaging 3.15.
Yep. It's a good way to think about it. So
I played nerd golf.
Nerd golf.
So
Maybe some people might call that smart golf.
Well, the thing is, it's like at the highest level, you almost can't play smart golf because you have 50 really high level players or more attacking every single hole. Probabilities dictate that some of them are going to have the numbers come in their favor every single weekend. You almost can't play conservative. Right. You have to attack. If I attack everything, I see a 960 rated round in my future.
That's not what we want.
And a 1050.
Yep.
But that's after the 960.
Yeah, it depends on which round it is, which one you get.
Which is 1,005, which is the same damn score, but it's like way more stressful. I mean, that's all I'm doing. I think maybe a little farther than that, but I mean that should be a 3.
It's a pretty good shot, though.
Yeah, I can 3 this hole all 3 rounds and I'll be happy. I doubt this whole average is below 3. I'm sure.
I would doubt it as well.
Same thing for you?
Yeah, it's getting down there. That might be too far, though.
Yeah, that's kind of the risk. I was looking at this. There's no benefit to pushing the OB line close because, like, I'm nowhere near OB. I came up way short and I'm still like 140 out. Wide open. Like, that should be an up and down.
Yeah, Should
like
be.
the worst thing, I mentally, one of the most stressful things for me is if I decide I'm foregoing the birdie opportunity to play a hole for par and then still bogey it, that is super annoying. Because it's like really, like I could have gone for this hole, had a shot at birdie and taken a damn 4, you know, but that's far too, 495, you have to push the lake. Even if you have the power, you could easily, you know, if you made the gap, you could easily wind up, you know, 40 feet left and still not birdie it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in your 40 years of playing, what do you think is the biggest thing that stands out that's changed since you started?
The women's game.
In terms of what?
The number of players, the level of skill. The fact that women play disc golf for reasons other than their boyfriend or husband plays.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that all the women that played back in the old days played for that reason, but it was more common than not. If you went out to league night, if there was a woman there, she's probably there with her boyfriend.
Yeah.
And now women play disc golf because disc golf's fun. And they play disc golf because they want to be professional athletes, and they play for the sport. I mean, they play for the same reason we play for.
Yep.
And that is stellar. And then the quantity, yeah, look at this. I'm not even remotely near OB, and it's going to be a tap in par.
Get in the hole!
What up?
That was great.
I would have gone for it if I knew I had Matty O cheering me on. Okay, hole 6, 315 feet. This one's obvious. You throw it over the water to the basket. There's no, like, I don't see anybody laying this one up or trying to play safe unless there's like a 40-mile-an-hour headwind. And even then, I'm not sure you would, because the approach would still be tough. You're just throwing at this hole. If you make it safe, you're birdieing. If you don't, you're angry. But that's all you do.
That's pretty good.
Okay, I should do one under the leg shot though, right?
I mean, might as well. Hey. That's good. That's why we're here.
All right, so I'm going to pay homage to the millions of fans that want me to throw under my leg. I don't know. Or maybe it's just me being a show off. But
Either
under my
way.
leg, hole in one.
Either way, we're here to party.
Now that's under the leg, hole in one.
Oh! So, Scott,
I thought that was going in.
that would have been really cool.
That would have been really cool.
So, Scott, if you could build a card,
If I could build
your
a what?
dream card,
My dream card.
who would it be?
Disc golfers or just humans?
Well, I guess I don't know. It depends on what kind of event you're playing.
Yeah.
So let's get both if they differ
Yeah.
in the foursome.
So every time I ask this, I give a different answer because like I don't have 3 people that stand out above the other 50 people I love so much. So all this episode, I'll say Joe Orsino, my first disc golf coach. I will say Bruce Sisson, the president of the Oak Grove Gophers when I was a child, who first introduced me to the club and got me connected to the sport. And PDGA number 3, Dan Roddick, who has just been one of my closest friends and confidants and allies and role models for my entire life.
Nice. I think that's a good group.
Yeah. Non-disc golfers would be tougher.
You gotta.
Well, Charles Darwin would be on there with me for sure.
Okay.
And probably Santa Claus. I'm a huge Santa Claus fan.
Gotta have Santa.
Probably Eric Cartman.
And Eric Cartman.
I don't know.
That would be quite the round of disc golf.
Yes.
Here you go, sir. Under the leg.
Yep.
Almost in the basket.
And one of them isn't real. It's Cartman. All right. Oh,
Shoo!
too low though. What? Yeah, it was close. It was really close to what I was doing, trying. Yeah, it's a tricky landing because you gotta throw it so low. You have to throw it pretty fast. It's like a 400-foot throw.
One time skip. Ooh, that'll do.
What? All right.
So in your years of disc golf, Scott, what's the best and most memorable award you've received?
Most memorable award I've received. When I get into the Hall of Fame, will be. So I haven't received my most memorable award yet.
So it's still coming.
Yeah.
Are you able to be inducted already, or do you have to wait a certain period of time? I don't even know those rules.
I'm just waiting.
Okay.
I'm just waiting. I mean, my resume on the course very much qualifies. My resume off the course, as far as the amount of teaching and promoting I've done. I mean, like, this is just the honest truth. Among touring disc golfers, like, I don't know if any have done a quarter of what I've done as far as the amount of time I've put into giving to the sport. I went to more than 500 cities to do throwing clinics that were all free. I've gone to 283 cities, different cities, to teach kids with special needs, all free. So my, off the course, off the tournament, I should say, work has been second to none. So I got the resume. I think the biggest thing against me right now is that I'm still playing.
Yeah.
And so, like, that's kind of the thing that might be holding people back. Like, he's still out there, but I'll love it when it happens.
So, just got picked up by Millennium Discs.
Nice.
Have you ever thrown any much of their stuff?
Yeah, I was there at the beginning with Millennium. I'll tell you a funny story about Millennium. Was that when I had been throwing Innova in, I believe, 1995. I think it was around there. And I was talking to John Houck, and I was saying, hey, I was thinking about talking to Discraft. And John Houck, who was the co-founder of Millennium with Harold Duvall, John Houck says, don't talk to Discraft yet. Give me a couple months. I'm working on something. I said, well, what are you working on? He goes, I can't talk about it. And I was like, well, what? He goes, just trust me. Just wait. Just hold on. And I didn't wait, and ended up talking to Discraft and built this wonderful relationship with Jim Kenner and everybody at Discraft. But what he was telling me to wait for was he was starting Millennium.
Ah.
So Millennium was coming out right then.
Sick.
The idea was the discs cost either $7 or $8, and he was going to come out with these $10 discs with better plastic.
Oh.
And some of them, like, were unique molds. Like the Aurora was, I believe, the bottom of a rock, the top of a Stingray, and was amazing. I don't know if he still makes them, but
yep,
they're amazing. Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's awesome, neat. Yeah, and I've known Dennis forever.
Cool, that's awesome.
Knew it the whole time.
Oh, that's really bad.
How you doing?
Doing well. How are you, brother?
Doing good. You too. Thank you.
Okay,
I didn't.
I'm glad you didn't watch that one because that was really bad.
Okay, well, I'll just go throw a sidearm. It's 660, so I could throw a 360 sidearm and then 300 up and down.
You could probably ace it with 360 sidearm if you didn't have trouble Mando.
No, I meant 360 foot sidearm.
Oh.
Yeah, no, that was my bogey, my double bogey. Like, is that good?
It's got to push forward, I think.
Got to push forward more? Maybe.
I don't know.
We'll see.
Tough to tell with the
that
sidearm.
wasn't 360. That was.
Yep.
I don't think your motive for playing these should be anything other than to be the world champion.
Yeah. You want to be the best if you're a professional, right?
Because there's other people that want your spot, that deserve your spot if that's not why you're here.
Yeah.
I really mean that. I don't want to buy you dinner.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. It's the first putt of the round where I was actually thinking about form.
What do you usually think about when you putt?
Well, today I'm thinking about, damn, I'm tired.
Let's go.
Nice shot. No, I usually think about that, but I'm just, that felt good though.
Good. Hey, that's a great feeling. Second to last hole of the day.
Oh, I'm ready for
Make a
tomorrow.
big putt.
Oh, I'm shooting 10er tomorrow for sure.
Oh, we'd love to hear that.
No question.
All right, folks, thanks for watching Beyond the Basket with Scott Stokely. We just finished our round here. If you want to catch the full action, head on over to the Patreon's page on Gatekeeper to get the full action, all the laughs, and all the questions we had today. We had a really good conversation throughout the whole round about not only Scott's past, but what he's currently doing. So make sure you go ahead and take a look at the full video on our Patrons page.
Yeah, I seriously brought my A game of hilarity 18 times in a row. I mean, I nailed it.
I would say you did as well.
But you got to be on Patreon to see the whole thing.
Yeah, you got to pay that $5 to get the access, and you know, if I were you, I'd go do it now. But as always, how we doing? Keep it moving.
Thanks, man. Had a blast.